Wait is a person's age to find their minimal training heart rate. Find
Latrina's
Trina's maximum training heart rate if she is 15 years old.
Okay, so in words, what does A represent in the formula?
Person's age.
A person's age. Okay, so how old is Latrina?
15.
15. Okay, the reason why I say that is because if they would have like given you another number and said like Latrina's height is this way or is this number or her weight is this number, it's important to know what we actually need for the formula, which we need their age. Okay, so what do I do with 15 then?
Put it in where age.
Okay, so I would have 3 times 220 minus her age is 15 divided by 5. What would you do first to solve, Sam?
220 minus 15.
Okay, so what would you get?
205.
205. Still times 3 and divided by 5. Notice I write everything out that I didn't use. What would I do next, Joe? Okay, let's do this mentally. How could I break up 205 so I could do it mentally, Joe? What? Not 20, you're close though. It'd be 200 times 3. So that is 600, but then I also have to take what times 3? 3 times 5, which gives me 15, so when I add them together, I get 615. Okay? And my last step is to divide it by 5, so long division.
Did you also break this up?
You could, but 5 can go into 6 how many times? 1. 1 times 5. Subtract, you get 1. Bring down the 1. 5 can go into 11. 2. 2 times 5. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 5. 5 can go into 15. 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. What if I wouldn't have gotten 0 there? What would I do?
That would have been a decimal.
I'd add a decimal and then add a 0 and bring it down. So if you don't get a nice clean number when you're done, add a decimal and 0. So her target heart rate is what?
123.
123. Here off to the side or somewhere in your notebook, I want you to calculate your own target heart rate. So everybody knows their age, correct?
No, I don't know.
So you're going to use the same formula, but you're going to replace your age with A and solve. Stand quietly when you're done. All right, number 5, example 5. Marissa, would you read it for me, Shia? I'm going to take your watch next time I see you on it. Okay, next time I see you on it, I'll take it.
Charger bracelet.
Okay, read, please.
Marissa wants to buy a DVD player that costs $150. She already saved $25 and plans to save an additional $10 each week. Write an expression that represents the total amount of money Marissa has saved after a number of weeks.
Dylan, what's one thing we need to know from that paragraph?
Cost $150.
Okay, do we need to know that?
Yes. No.
Why?
$10 each week. That's what I meant.
Okay, we do need to know about the additional $10 each week.
Already said 25.
Why do we not need to know about the 150?
Because it's the total, right?
It's talking about how
What's
much
the question
saved.
ask us?
It's how much it's saved, not
Has saved after any number of.
So we're just writing the expression to represent how much she has saved, so how much is in her account after X number of weeks. We don't need to know how much the DVD player costs yet. Kaden?
It has to end in a 5. We know that. Or 0.
Okay. So starting with, how much does she already have saved in her account? 25. Additional means what?
10.
Plus. How much does she save each week?
10.
10. Okay, so if she would save $10 the first week, she'd save another $10 the next week, and then $10 the next week.
Plus 10.
So we don't know how many weeks that she's going to save, so what do we use?
Variable.
150
A variable. We're not using 150, Dylan, you need to listen.
Dylan,
Because you're not
if you don't-
listening.
If you don't listen, Dylan's gonna tell.
X. Okay? Listen. So this is our expression. I need you to focus. This is our expression because we have the amount she's already saved plus the $10 she's going to save times the number of weeks X that she saves. Therefore, if we wanted to figure out how much money she would have in her account in 15 weeks, we could sub that in for X. If we wanted to know how many she would have in 100 weeks, we could sub that in for X. Okay, this expression is generic for the problem. Does that make sense?
Should even find the answer.
That's just the answer, yep, for right now. Now, when we move to the next question, go to the next page. The next question is using, boys, flip it, both of you, is using the same example, but she wants to know, will Marissa have enough money saved to buy the DVD player that cost $150 in 11 weeks? Okay, so we're still going to use that expression, the $25 she's already saved, plus the $10 she's going to save each week. They use W to represent week. So what do I do with the 11 and the 150?
Times
150
times 11.
So we substitute 11 in for the number of
weeks.
right? So I take 25 plus 10 times 11. What would I do first?
How many?
Add
Times 10
or
and 11.
multiply.
Fine, multiply.
Multiply 10 times 11. 110,
110.
okay. Plus 25 gives me
135.
135. So does she have enough money?
Yeah. No, she does not.
How much money does she need?
She needs 15 more. No.
She needs 150, so after 11 weeks, would she have enough money to buy it?
No.
So our final answer would be no.
11 weeks.
11 weeks.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of weeks for a DVD player. People don't even use DVD players anymore.
How many months is
Smart
11
TV.
weeks? Is that like 1 month? And
Yeah.
11 weeks? How many weeks are in a month?
7.
Should have just said
8.
for a
Four.
year.
4 usually.
Oh. A little bit messed up.
How many
Okay.
weeks are in
H. Read it for me, Tatum.
Corbin Colby messed up.
8?
Yeah, Colby, you need to zip it.
He Colby messed up.
An MP3 player costs
An MP3 player?
MP3 player costs $70 and song downloads cost 85 cents each. Write an expression that represents the cost of the MP3 player and X number of downloaded songs. Find the total of cost if 20 songs are downloaded.
Okay, there's this then word. A lot of you are going to skip through the then word. There's 2 different answers. I have to write the generic formula, just like we did in the example 4, and then I have to actually solve solve for the second part like we just did in the last example. So there's 2 answers to this question. What do we need to know from the problem? Blake?
Yeah.
Cost 85 cents each.
Good. And what else do we need to know? Corbin?
I have a complaint.
I don't care.
Will we sell
Joe?
erasers at
Huh? Yeah, I was a witness. I saw
What else do I need to know?
thought too. That
I have a complaint.
MP3 player costs $70.
Yes. Because,
That's great.
boys, this is your last warning. If I have to tell you to be quiet, I'll keep you all after school. Okay?
Oh.
An MP3 player costs $70. We need to write an expression for the MP3 player and downloaded songs. So how much does our MP3 player cost?
$70.
Okay, plus we also have to pay for songs. That's how it used to be. Like back in my days, you had to go on iTunes and pay $1 for each song.
That's
What?
crazy.
Now you
We
get
didn't-
$10 a month.
You get $10.
There's a special right now.
Well,
3
you
months
don't
for the
download.
price of
But this used to be like if I wanted one song, I'd pay $1 for that one song, and then I'd have to download another song.
I would have
Wait,
to pay like
Would
$200.
you like rent the song or would you buy
You get to keep it. It's like on your iPad or your iPod or whatever. Okay. Anyway, how much does it cost for each song that you download?
85 cents.
85 cents.
If there's something longer.
Okay. Do we know how many songs we're downloading? No, but the cost times the number X that we buy will tell us how much we have to pay for the songs,
I
right?
better write this down.
So this is the expression.
Can we just write
Landon?
the expression? We don't.
Landon, listen to the directions. It says to write an expression that represents the cost of MP3 and X number of downloaded songs. Then, okay, so now we have the first answer. So then I need to find the total cost if I download 20 songs. So what do I do with that 20?
Replacement for the X.
Good. So I take my MP3 player plus 85 cents per song, and I'm downloading 20 songs. Quick review on how to multiply decimals. You multiply like normal, and then we add our decimal at the end. You should watch this because you do have some decimal problems today. So 0 times 5 is? 0 times 8 is? 0 times 0 is? Okay, now don't forget your placeholder. When I cross off the 0, I have to add a placeholder of 0. 2 times 5? 10. 2 times 8?
16.
Plus 1? 2 times 0? Plus 1? So now when I add them together, I get 1,700, right? But, does it make sense to pay $1,700 for 20 songs? No. So how many times did I move my decimal?
Wait.
Twice.
So it's only $17.
So guys, please stop just learning things. I moved it twice, so how many do I have to move it at the end? 2 times again. So for 85 cents times 20, I got $17. That makes it a little more reasonable. Okay? When I add them together, how much does my MP3 player plus my songs cost?
$87.
Holy
$87.
That's a lot of money.
You spend way more than that on phone.
Really?
Yeah, phone costs like $1,000.